Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another retrospective. It's been a little bit since I got time to record. I'm sorry, but I'm also, actually not sorry at all. Because, I've been busy, and it's been busy with good things, and this is a hobby. I record when I have time, so deal with it. Finger guns. But yeah, we did finish up episode 40, and I've been meaning to record this for a little bit. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So says I. So the first of all, if you remember, episode 31 was just after we got out of Don Corneo's mansion, and we started going through the sewer section that lasted for like 2 or 3 episodes, and that was the most pointless side nothing. Like, yes, I know in the original game you get dropped through a trapdoor and you have to find a thing down there. But I remember that being like a blip on the radar, like we almost were out there instantly. They really seemed to stretch that out and maybe it's because I got lost and so it just felt longer than it actually was. But regardless, it was not good. like I really kind of felt like the game was padding itself at that point because nothing really came out of that. It was just like we got out and then we went to the train graveyard, and the train graveyard, first of all, I'm glad they put the train graveyard in because they kind of skipped past it where it actually fell in the normal storyline. Because usually you go through it on your way to Wall Market. I was a bit disappointed that we didn't get to run into it there because we went through a sewer area that was weird. But then we ended up we went through the great, and that was cool. Although again, it was cool, but I don't know what it was doing. I don't know what the point of it was because we found out that there were restless kid ghosts, and we saved them, and that was cool, and I was glad to save them. But is that going to have anything to do with any plot whatsoever, or is it just a, hey, we padded this part out and made it a little bit more awesome, but it has nothing to do with the ongoing story? Because at least so far, it seems to have nothing to do with the ongoing story. Whoops. Next, following that, we do go ahead and actually get to the collapsing of the plate, and yeah, I definitely have things to say about that. First of all, the whole section about the plate was just really good. I really appreciated the fact that they actually had Aerith go and do something, or Aerith go and do something. In the original one, you just kind of like Cloud ends up being separated from her and goes and meets up with Tifa and Barrett, and then you just see the camera pan over and she's being dangled in a cage from a helicopter. It's one of the weirdest, why would anyone transport someone like that? It's so strange. And that's you didn't even know she was around and then she's captured and whoops. So at this point, at least she's actually going and trying to save Marlene. And I mean, in the original, we also know she got Marlene out because she yells at us, but it's just sort of it almost felt like in the original game, they had the thing collapse. And then some point in development, they were like, wait, what about Marlene? And they're like, oh no, we don't kill Marlene. Just throw in a line about how Aerith got her out. It was never even really established how Aerith knew who Marlene was or where she was. So I was very glad to see that get padded out, and that make a lot more sense, and that kind of flow intuitively. And then the other thing that the plate section did that I very much appreciated, appreciated might be the wrong word, that I very much was happy about, was that it sort of changed up Reno and Root's characterization a bit. Before they were just consummate badasses, but they didn't really have a deep characterization other than the fact that, they had very sort of deliberate rules for what they could and couldn't do, and what they could be asked to do. But this one really showed that Reno is all about one-upsmanship. He's not about being defied. He was completely giddy to be able to be in a helicopter and shooting a, machine gun at Cloud when Cloud was not able to fight back. And then also you have, Rude kind of mess with the controls a bit, because Rude is much more no, Cloud has actually overcome both Reno and himself. I feel like Rude's MO there is that Rude wants to actually beat Cloud. He doesn't just want Cloud to be killed when Cloud can't fight back, because that would be unsatisfying. So Rude is messing up Reno's attempt. Reno just wants to beat Cloud, and Rude wants to overcome Cloud. It wasn't a lot, they didn't focus on it, but I really liked that bit of characterization that they gave. And it was just very good. The next thing is that I very, very, very much appreciated going back and having that little bit of a scene with Aerith's mom, and having the mom sort of like we were going regardless, but I kind of feel like in the original one, once Aerith gets kidnapped, you just never see the mom again. You know, like, once you go and save Aerith, she just goes with you, and you end up on the other side, and, like, the mother's never brought up for the rest of the game. And it's just sort of, it's a little bit better closure for that part of her life, because, like, it never really made sense that Aerith is going to just be okay with leaving her mom behind. So that felt a lot more natural. I appreciated that. And then the most recent episodes have had us going down below Sector 7 to a Shinra lab that makes no sense whatsoever. Why in the world would Shinra build a lab there, of all places? Like, I feel like the big reason is they need to have Cloud make some connections about the experimentation, who Sephiroth is, and we're not going to get to Nibelheim in this game, so they just kind of had to have a section that served the same purpose. But it's just, it really strains credibility that they would have this secret lab underneath the slums. Like, they've got the whole top plate where they have, and they don't control the slums, so what? Just, what? It also, again, I know I talked about this in the actual episodes, but, it also very much strains credibility that anyone survived that. Like, it's an entire city falling on top of another city, and then we actually go in there, and there's almost, like, there's a lot of damage, but the, like, roads are still there, and I'm like, they should be absolutely crushed. I mean, imagine New York City falling on top of LA. Like, hello? So, like, that was also difficult for me to believe. But that is it. We'll be getting into episode 41 shortly, hopefully on Saturday. Look forward to it. I've got a bit of a problem lately because I've wanted to play, but I need to record this first. But I didn't have my thoughts together. I need to get my thoughts together. I didn't have time, and I got distracted. But we're out. We're done, and I will see you Saturday.